Internet, we're live. And we're live. Are we live? I think we're live. I never can tell if a YouTube thing is live. Like, it's going to have us live, but the dashboard itself doesn't show we're live. So I always, in the middle of us having this thing, I have to go just to our regular YouTube page to see if we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
Welcome to Movie News. Yeah, first world problems, right? You damn right, that's first world problems. I've been in a whole heap and hell out of a fucking first world problem lately. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about some movie news. We're going to be kind of quick. We're going to talk about 3 stories. Now, if you're watching this live, probably no one is right now. Probably nobody. But if you happen to hit the play button on this video at some point when it is on our YouTube page, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for watching. We're going to do our best to entertain you and inform you about the movie industry. Hopefully it survives by the end of this video. All right. So today we're going to be talking about 3 news stories. They're pretty exciting. I like them. I picked them out because I just think they're cool. First up, we're going to be talking about a movie called The Gray Man. This is going to be a new joint from Joe and Anthony Russo, the men behind the last 2 Avengers films. It's going to be starring Chris Evans and the hot, chiseled Ryan Gosling. Also hot, chiseled Chris Evans. And then we're going to be talking about a fucking badass thing that I didn't know exists. And it's funny that they released a featurette instead of an actual trailer because they wanted people to see this, see how badass Bob Odenkirk can be. It's a movie called Nobody that is going to be starring Bob Odenkirk of Better Call Saul fame, some like cult favorite TV show from Comedy Central. I forget the name. He is going to be starring as a mild-mannered man who has a past. And he has skills that he's been hiding deep within himself to live a normal life. But something happens, and these skills come and surface, and he transforms into a badass. This is a really cool featurette. If we play it, which I'm going to play a little bit, I hope it doesn't get us taken down. Fuck it, I'm going to play it anyway. And then finally, at the very end, we're going to talk about Benedict Cumberbatch. He's going to be playing a World War II era magician directed by Colin Trevorrow. He's the man who made the first Jurassic World film. He also made a little indie movie called Safety Not Guaranteed, which is about time travel. Also starring Aubrey Plaza. This movie is about a magician who, is a magician, not a real magical person, but is a magician who helped take down the Nazis during World War II. Sounds really interesting. Also, this is a clip out, which means that we are going to be stopping each one of these news segments into its own little thingy, intro, outro, just so that we can clip them out. Clip them out. So you're watching the behind the scenes. Hey, welcome. So let's start the first one. Let me just make sure that I have mirroring turned on for my screen. There we go. It's done. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie News. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be talking about a new film by Joe and Anthony Russo entitled The Gray Man. This news story comes from us from the wonderful people at slashfilm.com. I'm going to read an excerpt here. The flick stars Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans as 2 former colleagues who end up in a game of cat and mouse. Based on a book, the story follows a deadly duel between killers as freelance assassin and former CIA operatives. The CIA operative is hunting for the contract killer. Joe and Anthony Russo are directing with a script from Joe Russo. The hope here is to launch an entire film franchise, with Joe Russo saying the idea is to create a franchise and build out a whole universe with Ryan at the center of it. We've all committed to the first film, and that's got to be great. And that's got to be great to get us the second film. That has to be great to get us the second film. These are master assassins, and Gosling's character gets burned by the CIA, and Evans' character has to hunt him down. Anthony Russo previously said, the movie is a real mano-a-mano between those 2 great actors who represent 2 different versions of the CIA in what it can be and what it can do. For those who were fans of Captain America Winter Soldier, this is us moving into that territory in a more of a real world setting. That's what this movie really means for us. I'm in. I mean, I'm in for the concept. I'm in for the actors, the people behind the camera, and all of those things. The only thing that's kind of just like singing me raw here is just this infatuation with Joe and Anthony Russo trying to create franchises. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let me first ask you, what do you think about this movie? We'll talk about the franchise thing because they've been trying to do this, especially with a couple of their former Avengers before. But what do you think about this concept, my man?
I think you're right. So I'm glad we're going to talk about that because, yeah, the only thing I have a problem with is like, are these guys really franchise builders? I love. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've watched Endgame again just because it is a good movie, and there's just moments. There's moments that they know how to really call back from movies. There's stuff that like emotionally hits you because it's a callback. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing like watching Captain America at his wit's end, you know, towards the end of, and he buckles that last strap and he says, you know, I can do this all day. And, you know, like, and you count them, you know, like you count how many times he says that. But like, I'm not going to lie. I don't know why I teared up at a fucking superhero movie, but like when he does that and his shield's broken and he's wielding that hammer and Falcon comes in, he's like, on your 6. I'm just like, oh man, I teared up, man. I choked. So
absolutely.
I respect these guys because of that. I like this concept. This sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I think Chris Evans, I hope Chris Evans is the good guy. I don't know who's playing good cop, bad cop in this scenario. Yeah. Did it mention it in your article?
So it just mentions that Chris Evans is going to be the burned CIA agent turned assassin. And then Gosling. I'm sorry. That's reverse. Gosling's character gets burned by the CIA, and Chris Evans has to hunt him down. Right. So
yeah, I think I love it if Chris Evans is the cop, is the guy chasing Ryan Gosling. Mm-hmm. I like this because I think this could be like what we've always wanted with, you know, like the drive character that Ryan Gosling always wants to portray, but now he actually gets to have like this. You know, he gets to have this reason why it's very espionage-y kind of type thing. I think he has really good chemistry with Ana de Armas, who is also in this movie, I believe.
Oh, yes.
And I love seeing her as that sex robot slave in 2049.
Yeah.
Blade Runner 2049. And then I was looking at it, and I don't get how the bottom of this article says, oh, by the way, Billy Bob Thornton's in it. I was like, you can't just pass over Billy Bob Thornton and like.
That is true. You're right.
And this guy, Regé Jean Page, who's the new Bridgerton guy, I think. And so like, you can't just pass along these people. These are good guys. Like, these are big guys, and so these are big names, is what I'm trying to say. Like, this is gonna be there. I think they're gonna try to build this franchise out. And it goes just back to what you're saying. Can they do it with something that's not already like set up though? Like I get kind of scared with this.
It is difficult to create a franchise because a franchise, in order for it to be a franchise, it needs to be a successful movie first, right? And then when you go into a project completely wanting it to become a franchise, I mean, you end up creating a piece of unfinished work that on the surface you can feel was meant to be told as a longer story. That is my initial reaction to them wanting to do that. Now, I do want to speak about this concept and the movie itself and this thing. I feel like this is really good. Like, I really want to see Ryan Gosling be a bad guy. I want him to be a villain because I don't think we see Ryan Gosling as the bad guy, right? And I don't, and I'd imagine since they're saying that they want him to be the actual franchisee of this thing, that he's not going to be a total bad guy, but he does play a burned CIA agent. So I'd imagine there's going to be opportunity for him to choose scenery of some kind, or depending on the concept that actually gets him burned, maybe he's going to be some kind of anti-hero type of thing happening. I
see this very like Bourne Identity, like the Bourne series, but without a book having so much backing into it, which gives the story more free range.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. The players involved are all fantastic. I don't think, and I believe that I believe that the script has to be top tier for some of these actors to want to be in it, for sure. Like, and I definitely want to see Billy Bob do something in something like this. There hasn't been a lot of times where I've seen Billy Bob like be like in these kind of big franchise movies, but anytime I have seen him in those kind of movies, like the one that comes into mind is fucking Armageddon. I fucking love Billy Bob in fucking Armageddon, right? He plays the guy who's at Houston, who's like the point guy to the intermediary. He's the guy that gets him on board and shit. Yeah, he's like an amazing actor. I haven't seen him do much, but when he's in an action flick, he always brings it, right? He's a really solid character actor that brings some really solid nuance.
I just remember him at Monsters Ball. Expect. Remember Monsters Ball with Halle Berry?
I do remember. Yeah.
Oh man, like that was that guy. He was strong in that movie, and that was just hard to watch sometimes. In moments, and I was like, man, this guy's good, because he's making this hard to watch because he's so into his character. And like, yeah, I like Billy Bob. This concept is going to be interesting because it gives them more free range than they've had before. They have less limitations. What did you think of their job that they did in the Avengers series? Did they do Winter Soldier?
They did Winter Soldier, I believe. I don't know if it was the first one that they did, the first Marvel movie. It may have been. I know they did a Captain America movie first. I think they did fantastic, and I think
like Winter Soldier. I just say that maybe.
I don't know. It was the thing about Winter Soldier was also like it was a real like that's probably why they're going back to this, because that was an espionage movie, right? That was they likened it to a Cold War thriller when it came out, which you could totally feel as well. I think these guys are really competent storytellers, and I believe they do make very intuitive decisions that inform the action to actually inform the story. More like a really good Michael Bay movie, not like a really bad Michael Bay movie. In that they really infuse the action with character that also informs plot, right? I love that about their style and the things that they do. They also are really good actor directors. I think they are able to get really good performances from their actors, which again you can also feel on the screen and the way that it fuels the actual action as well. I also really like the fact that there's two of them. I think directing is a very hard job, and especially directing an Avengers movie, I think is a very difficult job to do. I realize Joss Whedon is now an asshole. I think the first Avengers movie is a fucking masterpiece, and no one else could have done it. Because he lived, breathed, and been in that world for so damn long. He is a comic book writer. He is a man who has lived with those characters. And Marvel, I think, did the right choice of giving him that concept. And I think Kevin Feige, the Lord and Savior of the entire Marvel universe, made the decision to bring Joe and Anthony Russo on board because of the job that they did. I'm not sure if it was the Winter Soldier that was the first one. I know it was a Captain America movie that was their first movie. He saw their prowess on being able to tell a story, and the fact that they were able to handle the action, and not only handle the action, but bring the action to a whole nother level. Because the action that they brought in was visceral, more than like Joss Whedon's work did, or Jon Favreau stuff that he did, or any of the other Marvel directors. Because Joe and Anthony Russo, I think, come from a background of wanting to do action espionage flicks. And within that, they used a lot of the techniques that was created during a lot of the Thai action movies, where they actually brought in some of Ip Man is one of the movies that comes to mind. The Raid, fucking great movie, where it's visceral hand-to-hand combat, but the camera is out and you can see all of the action and happening. Not like, let's zoom in on the fucking hands, and then let's zoom in on the face, and then let's zoom in on the leg, and then let's zoom in on this thing that's about to get broke. Okay, let's do that, and then let's zoom back on the face again, and then no, they brought the camera out. They taught those actors exactly what they needed to do on the set, and they move through the entire action while actually witnessing the entire body of the actors as they're fighting. That is that stuff is really fucking cool. And I think all of that put together is the reason why I think this is going to be fun. And I think it's going to be a really interesting cat and mouse chase between Chris Evans' like bravado and Ryan Gosling's just start coolness. And the thing about Ryan Gosling that I like is that he always brings something you don't expect. And I'm interested to see what he can do with this. I don't know anything about his character, but Ryan Gosling is a fucking incredible actor. And I don't think we've really seen him do an action movie in this vein before. So I'm excited for that aspect. I mean, the closest thing that I can think of is The Driver, which if you've seen The Driver, holy shit, that is not a usual character.
Well, I can't remember what there was it wasn't a real sequel, but it was just like it was the same director and Ryan Gosling, and they did another movie besides Drive, and I just can't remember what it was called.
It was Neon Demon, I believe it was.
It was what?
I believe it was called Neon Demon. I could be wrong. But it was set in Japan.
Yeah. Like I don't know if that's the name, but like you're right. It was like set in Japan. I don't know. Only God Forgives.
Only God Forgives.
It's the one I'm thinking of. Only God Forgives, and it's crazy. But
Ryan Gosling has the chops to do an action movie of this caliber, for sure. We know Chris Evans does as well.
Yeah, and he's always just gotten typecasted into rom-coms, obviously for, because
he's a beautiful man. I mean, I'm a heterosexual six-male person, and I can tell you right now.
He has the biggest hit, the Notebook. He made good stuff.
He's a really good-looking guy, and he's a really fucking good actor.
Did you ever watch The Nice Guys?
I watched. I did. I don't remember it a lot, but I for sure have seen it.
I've seen it like bits and pieces of it. I kind of liked it because it was kind of fun. It was fun watching him with like Fat Gladiator.
Russell Crowe, Fat Russell Crowe. Yeah.
And
man, hey, not everybody can be fucking Tom Cruise, killing it and being hot and sexy at almost 60. It's fucking. It's that man. Scientology has done him well.
But I think after La La Land, he got to his actual award winning. There's actors who come into the game and they never reach the status of like getting to the Academy Awards or doing anything. They kind of like, I don't want to say like it's because this is not the same, but like Leonardo DiCaprio kind of trapped himself in one place for a lot of his career, and then he made it big, and then like stuff really started blowing up for him. And I think that's kind of like that's something that's not a great example, but I think that's like kind of happening to Ryan right now, and Chris Evans also, is that like they've kind of been making these small time really good rom-coms and other stuff, smaller projects, and like once they really hit it big, and I think Chris Evans hit it, obviously he's a big name actor because of the Marvel universe. And I think he's kind of done with that, obviously, for the time being. So now he can branch out into the projects that he really wants to do. And I think Ryan Gosling, once he hit La La Land and got to to get nominated for Best Picture and all that stuff, I think he's now like in that spot in his career where he can go out and do stuff that he really wants to do now as well. I think that's why we got something like Blade Runner, which is a very interesting concept, and he had never done that kind of thing before. And so I'm kind of really excited to see like these two guys kind of do their first, like kind of venture off of something different than what we're really used to seeing them in.
Yeah. I think you're totally hitting the nail on the head there as well. But at the same time, this is kind of a concept that Chris Evans has been in, right? Chris Evans has definitely done action films of this caliber, but I don't believe that Chris Evans has ever really done any like big action movies, not an Avengers movie, which is interesting, I think. And the projects that he's currently picking right now, it's funny, like everything you talked about actually kind of keys me into something about Leonardo DiCaprio that's really interesting because it kind of like goes in the vein of what you're talking about. So by way of I'm sorry, who's the kid who was in Neighbors? Zac Efron. I know bringing up Zac Efron is a weird thing, but Zac Efron said that he got a really good piece of advice from Leonardo DiCaprio. He said to Zac Efron, don't do big budget movies. Don't only do those. Because if you do, one's going to fail and your career is going to go belly up. You should do small independent movies. Do things that you want to do that are small and that, you know, get your rocks off, but also aren't big tentpole movies. And get roles that are diverse and different, instead of just always going for the nth degree great project that your agents want you to have, right? And I think that piece of advice is probably a way of thinking that I think Ryan Gosling has definitely put himself into lately as well, because he definitely made his money as being the teenage hunk in teen movies, and then obviously The Notebook blew up and he was in a bunch of rom-coms, and he's been in rom-coms here and there, but
he's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, he's recently, in the last 5, 10, maybe last decade, honestly, has picked projects that are not big budget studio films, but have really been artistic, really out there, and has trusted filmmakers to kind of do their own things. The Driver is a really big fucking example of it. La La Land is like, who the fuck expected that movie? Like that's it's subversion of the fucking. It's a subversion of like 4 different genres at once. It's a musical, it's a rom-com, but it's also a fucking like Hollywood thriller. It's just, I fucking love Ryan Gosling. I think that's what I'm finding out in this video. I fucking love Ryan Gosling, his fucking choices. And I just want to see him in a fucking action movie where we can have some dumb fucking fun, directed by the guys who did Avengers and fighting Captain America. I'm fucking in.
So I think it's funny because I've always liked, and this is kind of like, I'm going to go the other way with you. I've always liked Chris Evans. I feel like Chris Evans, he's like, he could have failed and been outcasted from the movie world for a long. First movie I'm looking at right now, Fantastic Four.
He hasn't done good. Four, yeah.
No, Fantastic Four could have killed his career. Like, it literally could have just like buried him. We wouldn't even know who he was if somebody obviously didn't like him. He did things like Push, which I thought was a really good movie. Like, and then he comes back and does, you know, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which became a cult classic.
Love that movie.
You know, it was awesome. And then he gets his Captain America and the Avengers and stuff like that. But during that, he's like, cool, I'm also going to do movies like Snowpiercer, which was, you know, I can't say that guy. I forget that guy's name.
Jung Ho.
Yeah, that guy's. It was, you know, one of his.
Stop Asian hate, by the way.
You what?
Stop Asian hate.
Hashtag. That's real. But yeah, you know, he does Snowpiercer. He picks his projects, and he picked his projects really well outside of the comic universe. He only did Snowpiercer, and then MCU movie, Before We Go, which was a great indie movie. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a great indie movie with Alice Eve. And then he does MCU movie. He does Gifted. And I can't think of the lady who's in Gifted. It's with oh, that can't be right. Do you know what I'm talking about? Octavia Spencer is the person.
Yeah.
So he does it with Octavia Spencer. Then he does MCU movie, and then Knives Out. Knives Out has one of the best casts in a movie that I've seen in a really long time. It is a great ensemble cast. He has not done. He doesn't do stuff that's just like big movies. And I really like what you said, what Leo said, because he really does fine pick his smaller budget movies to give him that counterbalance. And I think it makes him. I think it just makes him. I think he's a great actor. I think they're gonna kill it.
Yeah, It's just all this. Let's bring it to the last portion of this thing. I think we both are on the same page here. We just want to see this project, and we like everyone involved. I think it's gonna be interesting. It's just that thing about them wanting to create a franchise. Like it's just that thing where you enter into a project knowing you have other things that you want to do with it, but you don't fully realize that. And I want them to make this movie in a way that you do not know there's going to be a sequel. You know what I mean? I want it to be a complete story, right? A complete story that you don't have any lingering plot devices that are just waiting for the next movie to come out to fill in the gaps and finish. You know, I think that's dangerous because you can feel that in some movies. The most notably, you remember Jump with Hayden Christensen? That movie was meant to be like turn into a whole franchise.
It's funny that you say that because I always get with the movie that I mentioned, Push. I always got them confused because they came out almost identically, like on the same weekend. They came out on the same weekend, and people were like, "Are you talking about Jump or Push?" Because, like, honestly, in Jump, the guy pushes, and in Push, he like jumps, and like it's real. It was really confusing.
Yeah, I hope it's good. But yeah, that aspect, it scares me. It fucking scares me. It's also going to be a Netflix exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, you know.
Well, see, and that's where, oh man, don't get me back on this again. But that's where the concept changes totally, because if we were talking about a big budget movie, I think you're absolutely right. But we're going to have to worry about, is this going to be good enough to actually make a franchise out of it? But if it's just a Netflix thing, I mean, people will watch it. You can come out. You can be 75% of the good movie that you used to be in theaters, and a lot of people are going to watch it on Netflix because it's on demand. It's right there at their fingertips.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Man, but the same vein, maybe it'll be good. Maybe people will watch it, and maybe these guys will actually birth something that's going to be great. They've been trying to do this. They tried to do this with Thor. Jesus Christ, there's somebody shooting outside my window. Sorry. They tried to do this with Thor. I forget the movie it was called, but that was also a Netflix exclusive, which was it was an okay movie. It wasn't great, but they were trying to make that into a franchise as well. And you can like I want when a filmmaker makes a movie, right? They put all of their heart and soul into it because it's the fucking vision that they want to realize. And that was before sequels were a big thing, you know? Now with like sequels being a possibility, it's like you make these big outlandish story devices that are amazing and will fulfill an amazing story. And then you just like, you play with half of them and then you wait for the next movie to play with the rest of them. Instead of putting just all of the good shit in the one movie, now you're waiting for the next one to possibly get made. And then, it may not get made. And I want the Russo brothers to just...
Extraction. Okay, so I didn't know that they were behind that.
Cool. Yeah, Extraction. Yep. That's the other one, yeah, for sure. So, yeah.
With the other Chris. They're using all the Chris.
Like, hey, all the Chris's, man. If we were like a white chiseled dude named Chris, we could just go to Hollywood tomorrow. Fucking make it.
Right. We could. Chris Evans is the only one missing from the Star Trek. They should have just got him for Star Trek somehow.
He was in the first one.
No, they got.
Oh wait, no, you're right.
You're right. Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth.
That's right. You're right. You're right. All the fucking Chris's are in that movie. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. I hope it's good.
They're gonna bring back that Star Trek. I think they're gonna bring back Hemsworth for.
They're trying to, and I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we did it. We did it. I think we did it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. What other weird project do you want the Russos to try to turn into a franchise? maybe they'll take your idea and actually try.
Tom and Jerry. I think they need to be on Tom and Jerry too.
Hell yeah. I got a little side project called the R&D Show where I do a little bit of independent journalism, interviews and such as well. And we are also available on all of the podcasting platforms, Kinetic Impressions. Please follow us, like us, say something to us, please. We're just talking to the void here. Drew, what do we say?
Oh man, go fucking watch a movie.
Go fucking watch a movie. Thank you. All right, that's the end of that one.
Same
I'm gonna switch out my battery.
Espionage, Tom and Jerry, World War II. Russo brothers can do it.
Russo brothers can do it.
It could happen.
All right, that was a long one. I think we went like almost 15 minutes on that one.
Shit. Nobody.
All right, hopefully this works. Oh yeah, I think you're a little fuzzy, my man.
Oh, I focused it. I thought.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I saw your thing, and then I saw that I was fuzzy, and I kind of like try to creepily unfuzzy myself. I'm also dark, but oh my god, that's hot.
Am I on? Turn on.
You're still in the webcam beta. There you go.
Bam, me wham. All right, this is the Bob Odenkirk one. I want to play some of this.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
For sure. Just a couple minutes of it, Bob Odenkirk. Basically, decided to just get swole, but make a studio pay for it.
Just talk about it and don't go above 12 seconds.
Gotcha. All right.
Like, you got to say, like, look at him kicking ass right there. Like, you know what I mean?
All right. You know what? Let me cue it up and then make sure to turn off the sound.
No, you can play sound. You just got to talk over it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Let's do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be talking about some movie news. Today's story involves a little-known comedian by the name of Bob Odenkirk. Bob Odenkirk has decided to get swole and make a studio pay for it. Case in point, article from slashfilm.com. Context, Bob Odenkirk, who we all know from Better Call Saul, right? Fantastic show, great character. Is going to star in a movie called Nobody. This is a little excerpt from the article I'm going to read. He quote, "Sometimes the man you don't notice is the most dangerous of all." Emmy Award-winning Bob Odenkirk stars as Hutch Menzel, an underestimated and overlooked dad and husband taking life's indulgences on the chin and never pushing back. A nobody. When two thieves break into his suburban home one night, Hutch declines to defend himself or his family, hoping to prevent serious violence. His teenage son, Blake, is disappointed in him, and his wife, Becca, seems to pull only further away. The aftermath of the incident strikes a match to Hutch's long simmering rage, triggering dormant instincts and propelling him on a brutal path that will surface dark secrets and lethal skills. I'm in for that. I'm totally in for that. I'm going to play a little bit of this featurette that was released. Also, Drew, it's kind of weird that they didn't release a trailer for this. They only released footage of Bob Odenkirk turning into a badass. Not a trailer for the movie. They're really selling the fact that this is an all comedian turned dramatic actor who's gonna be the shit. Anyway, I'm just gonna kind of play a little bit here. Look at this. Look at that. Look at his ass kicked. Look at him getting swole. He's got like 15 or so like personal trainers at all hours of the day. I mean, it looks dope. What do you seen this already, Drew?
I saw this clip that we're going over right now.
Yeah,
I've seen this bus portion of it.
Yeah,
because it got released somewhere at some point, and I can't remember why, but like I remember when this got, and then I remember the person talking about it was just like, imagine if Taken and Breaking Bad combined. Because like that's what not Taken, John Wick. If John Wick and Breaking Bad combined, because it's just like that's what happens. It's like he just
I
hear Bob Odenkirk just does a phenomenal job in this. I think he kicks ass, which it really is very similar to Breaking Bad in the sense that like we eye this character as one thing for a really long time, and he changes directions on us, and we love it because we love seeing something different. So like to see something different from Bryan Cranston, which I think Bryan Cranston can play a lot, and I think we were not giving him the benefit of the doubt from the Malcolm in the Middle dad for all those years.
He's so good
really
at it.
Took it to another level.
Yeah.
And I think Bob Odenkirk, like, he wouldn't have gotten his own spin-off show if he wasn't such a great actor. And I've loved him in everything. I always get excited to see him in anything. He was even his like little projects. I think he was in like an indie film with like Miles Teller early on, and I was like, oh, I love seeing Bob Odenkirk, you know. And so I don't know. What did you think first seeing this?
I feel like the renaissance of the dad bod is upon us. I believe that everything you just said cues into the same thing. It is I love this genre of ordinary mensals just rising to the occasion and just being badass. And I mean, leading with that because it seems as though for the marketing of this movie, they are pushing the fact that Bob Odenkirk transformed himself into a badass to lead the marketing campaign. Because this is a trailer, but it is also behind the scenes of Bob Odenkirk just fucking whipping ass, right? And how the fuck old is Bob Odenkirk? I don't know if you can look that up, but he looks like he's definitely in his 50s, if not close to his 60s, right? And I love this, like, I love the fact that, like, okay, besides the story and everything, we'll talk about that. I love the fact that we're starting to see like old dudes just wreck shop.
He's 58 years old.
See, he's almost 60, basically, right? Yeah. Wrecking shop, doing things, taking names, showing the layman that you can do that as well. You can get off of your couch and you can rise to the occasion if you want to. You just got to work hard at it and, you know, get a studio to pay for it and then work out for like 4 days, only eat chicken for 14 months. But you yourself can be Bob Odenkirk. That is the minutia of this story. Besides that, I love the story. It really harkens to the we talked about History of Violence on a podcast a couple weeks ago. And it's definitely basically the same plot as History of Violence. History of Violence, if you've seen that or heard of it, is it's a wonderful film starring Viggo Mortensen and is directed by Cronenberg, where a mild-mannered man who has a family gets invaded by people from his past, thus unlocking the savagery of a man who has tried to change, be something different, and live an ordinary life. I like that genre of film because it does like two really, really interesting things that I like. First, it introduces a family dynamic into a thriller film, which is just something really fun to play with that I like, you know? It's fun to like see the reactions of the kids and the wives and everyone around them to be like, oh shit, you can do this? We never knew that. That's just fun to me. I like that a lot. I think Bob Odenkirk it is a travesty that he has only just begun to shine. But I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad that he's getting the opportunity to do something like this. He's been a character actor and a comedic actor and a comedic writer for almost 2 decades. So he's been around, and it definitely speaks to the position of the industry when someone like him can actually move beyond those roles. It took him getting Emmy nominated, of course, and being on 2 multi-successful shows to do it. But it is, it's changing the mold of what you would think an action star is. We obviously have to thank Liam Neeson for that. Neeson's for that, of course.
I was about to say the same thing. Like Liam Neeson, really started all that, because like we didn't see him. We didn't see him as that character, and then like things started coming out. Like Batman Begins came out, and you're like, "Whoa, man, Liam Neeson kicks ass." And then like Taken came out, and you're like, "Oh my god, he really kicks ass." And then he carried that franchise, and so I like when I really like on this podcast when we talk about when I talk about things when they put like a full-fledged team under something to really make it succeed. Like when the team's foolproof, like we were talking about Michael B. Jordan, and like, if he didn't have that full team behind him, like we'd be a little worried about his directorial debut, right? But it's that like he's given so many good things around it, and that's what I really like. So the producer of this movie, David Leitch, I don't know how to say his last name, but like has done John Wick, done Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw from the Fast and Furious series.
Yeah.
He knows how to do action, and he really, I think he's keyed in on a lot of really good movies in the last 5 years. The last 5 years, this guy's had he's had a career for a lot longer than the last 5 years, but he's really done a really good job the last 5 years. And when you combine that with the writer, the John Wick writer who wrote this, Derek Kolstad, he's talked about in this article, and like you get a script from him, and so we're already seeing that John Wick like success, and obviously it was going to be a success because it was Keanu, and like people were just going to go see Keanu, but like put such good things behind him that like, all right, now if we're taking the script writer, we're taking all this, we're going to get a good movie. And
don't forget about the director.
You what?
Don't forget about the director. The director of this movie, I can't say his name because I believe it's Russian, but it's the guy who did Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, Hardcore Henry, and like I was if I knew how to say his name, I would have mentioned it.
For sure.
That was the thing I was a little scared of. But this guy did Hardcore Henry, so like he's with the team around him, I think he has a lot of potential. He's like, to me, the weakest link of this all-star team. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm not
saying anything bad on him at all. I'm just saying like he's the one that hasn't been doing this for the last 5 years like crazy.
Right.
I don't know. Do you remember a movie called Death Wish? Came out 3 years ago.
The Bruce Willis remake of the original 1980s.
Yeah.
Death Wish,
and it was basically like, to me, it was like, cool. Bruce Willis is too old to do Die Hards. He's done with that. So now, like, we got to give him something to do because this guy's just at home.
Dude.
So like, we give him that remake. I think he was great in Death Wish, and it just reminds me of everything. It was like father, his wife gets killed. He has to take vengeance for his wife, and he's just like, don't worry, daughter, like you'll be safe. And it turns into Home Alone Taken style. Like, we're gonna booby trap the home. We're gonna do it. Takes my 2 favorite movies and just combines.
Home Alone, solid picture. Yeah, dude. I think it's interesting because like I think that the genre connecting type thing is definitely something that's at play here in this as well, because like on the surface, yeah, it's like it's the minutia of a mild-mannered man turning into a hardcore assassin, but it's also Bob Odenkirk being in a movie where the producer of Hobbs and Shaw and the director of Hardcore Henry is going to be involved, right? So you do have a melding of worlds here between those two, and like that could be a recipe for incredibleness and a really incredible original idea. I'm really into that as well. I really like Bob Odenkirk. I think he's a fantastic actor. I do think it's a shame that it took so long for him to get to this status and stuff. But I think now he's an older gentleman and he's finally at this point in his career starting to get to the point where he can start kind of experimenting with things. Right? He's been kind of pigeonholed to the comedy thing forever, and then he finally got himself into a really good dramatic role. Honestly, because he was the key comedic relief in Breaking Bad. He really was. He was definitely in there to bring some levity to the whole situation. And then, thankfully, the creator of Breaking Bad, what's his name again? I forget. Can you look it up for me?
Vince Gilligan?
His name. Yeah, Vince Gilligan. He loved the character and loved Bob Odenkirk's portrayal and was like, I just want to stay in the Breaking Bad universe and want to keep moving forward with that. Thus turning Bob Odenkirk into a real legit solid dramatic actor who has the schnapps to do it. And now, thankfully for the maturization of his career, he's able to do something like this. Like if you're a studio head and you're talking about this kind of flick, who are you going to get to be in it? Like I could totally see Bruce Willis doing something like this, those kind of actors. But now that Bob Odenkirk has the pedigree, I'd imagine that he read the script and was like, I want to do this. And I imagine his agents were telling him, man, come on, you got to work out for like a solid 14. You got to lose all this weight. You got to train. You know how fucking hard it is to insure him? Like, this is things you have to think about. The man's almost 60. And I'm going to go back to the article and just show you. This guy is doing full-on combat training, hand-to-hand. Look at his face in the middle.
Like turning red.
He could have a fucking heart attack before cameras roll.
Oh, man.
But I'm glad it's happening. I fucking hope this is legit. I'm going to fucking watch it in a goddamn theater because I'm going to fucking have a goddamn vaccine in my body and my blood when this comes out. I'm going to fucking... support
Bob Odenkirk has been around forever.
Yeah.
He's been around forever. He has been, to me,
he's double my lifetime. He's been alive. Sorry.
Yeah, but like he's been around forever because he's written for Saturday Night Live. He's written for the Conan O'Brien show. He's done he did Tim and Eric, awesome show.
Yeah.
Most recently, I think like he's done so much thing, and he's been a great character voice actor.
Yeah.
And like he got to do so many things, and because of that, it kind of put him into this like one character of doing really funny comedy voice acting, and occasionally being like a walk-on role. Like I know he was on like a walk-on for like one episode of News Radio and Third Rock from the Sun. He did, voices in all the Dr. Doolittles, like Futurama. He did an episode in Futurama, like all this stuff. He's been around forever, and I'm glad he's gotten his shot. There are actors who really bloom late. I know Madman dude. What was his name?
John Hamm.
Yeah, I think John Hamm was a late bloomer, right? John Hamm. We never saw him for anything young, and he's actually, I think he was actually a comedian, and he's a funny guy. And like his first big thing was like very dramatic, which I think that was weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really excited. I think it's funny. You were giving me a kick about like how old he is and stuff, because he is old.
Yeah, studio heads are not going to be like, well, I don't know. Let's put the fucking almost 60-year-old comedy guy in this bitch. That's not gonna happen.
But Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad was just a great initial character.
Yeah.
And like he was hilarious. I mean, even just seeing him, I remember when people rewatched The Office, they were like, "Oh my god, Better Call Saul's in an episode in The Office," and he's like the other boss. I think he's like the Michael Scott equivalent that Pam goes and gets a job with for like a day and realizes that like if you're just the other Michael Scott, I can go back to Michael Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this, like, because what's happening is like there is this like blurring of the lines between comedy and action film that's happening with this movie. That is just really interesting and cool, and it's wonderful to see that avenue open up, right? Because like that's just something that wouldn't have happened in fucking 1980s, 1960s Hollywood. You know, you're always pigeonholed to whatever the fuck you do, and you're not gonna do anything else. You're just always gonna do that. But now it's like, hey, fuck it, just bust the door open, new content world. Let's put the 60-year-old fucking comedic actor, fucking from SNL writer to action movie star in 30 years. Yeah, that should give everybody writing on SNL right now some hope for the future of their careers, man.
Well, I think there's plenty of people that give them hope. I mean, like,
yeah,
literally, like Conan O'Brien, Andy Samberg, Tina Fey.
Yeah.
All of them were like behind the scenes for so long, and then like, or you know, Conan O'Brien was Simpsons for so long, and then
like, Simpsons. Yeah, I think he also wrote for SNL. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I don't know, but like I just know like, you know, he was you know, a writer for the Simpsons and stuff like that, and then he finally got his job. It's just like, I think it's because they're such good writers and they do such a great job, and then like, you know, it's like, hey man, you want to be in front of the camera? And it's like, sure. It finally becomes a thing, you know. So it's just a different beast, you know. Like he did something for 20 years, and now he can do a little bit different thing for 20 years, and like he's gonna be good. I was thinking of Alfred is the person I couldn't remember earlier, from Batman. I recently saw him on a not the newer one, but like the dark with why can't I think of his name?
Jeremy Irons is the one in the Zack Snyderverse. And then there's Michael Caine was the one in the...
Michael Caine talks about like, he's like, I didn't really get a shot at acting until Nolan found me. And like, I didn't get my big break until Nolan. And it's just been such a good time. Like that, like I really thought I was too old for this when Nolan first got me for the movie. I was like, okay, this is going to be a good last hurrah. And he's like, but then he just kept calling me. And I'm like, up. And like, it just caused this great resurgence in my career. And like, I'm very thankful to him for everything. And like, man, it's been fun riding this ride with him. And I was like, that was just such a good, genuine comment that he made. But like, it is true. Like, he didn't get his, like, you know, he's done so many things, but he didn't get his like big break until he says until Nolan, you know, really called him up. And I was like, that's cool. And so some people were late bloomers, and I can't wait to see this action movie with Bob Odenkirk. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Just one last time. Let's just take a look at the screenshot of Bob Odenkirk having a fucking massive aneurysm. Fucking training for this fucking thing. Look at him. Look at his shit. Look at his fucking. Look at the veins. Look at the fucking veins on that head right there. He is so intense. Look at that shit. That is a man on a fucking mission.
And it's great too. Like, he's turning all red because I think it really goes into the movie. The clip that I saw really goes with the movie because he's just like had it. He's tired of people taking advantage of him. He's tired of being a wimp. He's tired of, like, you know, people calling him something. It really has that Breaking Bad first episode vibe where he's just like, I'm not gonna be a pussy anymore.
Yeah. And like, look how old he looks in that picture. Sorry.
These guys just say something to him on the bus, and then they get their ass kicks because he should not have. They just fucked with the wrong old man today.
That's fucking right. Look at how old he looks in that fucking screenshot of his training. He looks 85 in that single screenshot. Oh, fuck yeah. Yes, Bob Odenkirk. Give all the old people some fucking hope. Thank God. All right, I think we did it, my man. All right, please like, subscribe, comment. What other old ass actor would you love to see in an action flick? Please comment below. My name is Arnie. I have a little side project called The Arnie Diaz Show. It's available everywhere, and this also is available everywhere. Kinetic Impressions Movie News. Thank you for watching. Drew, anything to say to the lovely people?
Yeah, go out there and watch a fucking movie.
Good. Yes, go out there and watch a fucking movie. All right. Let's do uno mas. That's what I can do. All right, let me cue this up. Cool. All right. I don't know how to say this guy's name.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
I know that one. The magician's name. Misk Ellen? Jesus, is it
Masculine?
Masculine?
Are you talking about Jasper?
No, you're saying it. Is his first name Jasper?
Or Neville? John Neville Masculine?
Yeah, John Neville Masculine. Is that how you say it? Masculine.
No, okay. I'm just making shit up. It's probably
We're gonna go with masculine. All right.
No, hold on.
Okay.
I'm 2 seconds away from learning.
Masculine.
That's what how to pronounce says.
Okay, masculine. All right. You ready to rock? Let's do this thing.
No, hold on. I'm going to watch this because now I found actual Neville.
Neville Masculine.
Yeah, Neville Masculine. Okay.
Neville Masculine. Okay.
Like cool. Mannequin, but masculine.
Masculine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie News. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be talking about a little flick by the name. Actually, I don't even know if we know the name of the movie, but the people involved, Benedict Cumberbatch and Colin Trevorrow, are going to team up to do a movie about a magician from World War II that apparently helped fight the Nazis. This comes from us from Collider.com via Deadline News. Little online news synergy happening there. Quote, this news comes courtesy of Deadline, who reports that Trevorrow will take on material that will focus on an international magic gang from Africa, Europe, and the Middle East who conspired with Masculine, and a female military intelligence officer to defeat the Nazis. Masculine claimed that he coordinated a ruse, an illusion, and camouflage to deceive and help defeat the Nazis. But many of his claims were disputed and his reputation was somewhat tarnished. So, the two people involved in here are really interesting. Of course, we have Benedict Cumberbatch from Doctor Strange, various other movies about really smart British men. And you've got Colin Trevorrow. I really enjoy Colin Trevorrow's kind of nuance. He really does kind of harken back to a real like Steven Spielberg-esque type of directing, hence the fact that he did direct the first Jurassic World movie. He also did a movie called Safety Not Guaranteed, which is a kind of an indie flick where it's about a guy who creates a time machine and like puts this like ad in Craigslist and is like, hey, I need somebody to come travel time with me, safety not guaranteed. It's really interesting character piece. It's really fun. It's by the Duplass brothers. One of the Duplass brothers is in it as well. He's the main character. And then I really enjoyed Jurassic World. Obviously not as good as the original. It's difficult to do that movie as original, but I really like the way that he combines character and world building together. He seems to be really good at that. So really enjoy that aspect. And then obviously, I think I really enjoy Benedict Cumberbatch just being a really snarky, intelligent British guy. Also, he's going to be a magician in this. Drew, what do you think about this concept? I mean, it's obviously going to be kind of like a James Bond meets, Houdini meets World War II era spy thriller, right?
I don't know why, but as soon as you mentioned this, like the thing that popped into my head was that really eerie, creepy scene in The Prestige with David Bowie. And
Oh God,
David Bowie's just in that field of hats, or he's in
yeah,
the, like he's in the field of hats. He has the
yeah.
machine
He
and
plays
everything.
Tesla.
I thought of like creepy David Bowie, and I thought like, man, that's what I think of. I don't know why, because I guess because I put it back with World War II. But everything that what you just like mentioned really knocked into the head for me. Like, it's just it's all these little pieces that like I really think. I think how do you say his name? Trevorrow.
Trevorrow. Yes.
Yeah, I think Colin Trevorrow really did make a good world. He made a good like. We were talking earlier about like franchise makers, and like I don't think they were the crazy successful, but these new Jurassic Parks, they're successful enough that they're making the studios money, and
Yeah.
they're actually pretty entertaining. They're pretty good. I've really enjoyed them watching them. I don't think they were nowhere near as good as the originals. I'm not comparing them though, because
Yeah.
that's just not a thing. It's not a thing that you should do anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and so, like, I think he did a fantastic job. Obviously, he got that job from Safety Not Guaranteed, which is a fantastic movie. But he wrote all the Jurassic Parks. Like the one that we haven't seen is his big director, or he did Jurassic World. He did
He
Safety
did
Not
not.
Guaranteed,
He did
and
not
then
direct the second one. The
he did
second
not
Jurassic
direct the
World.
second one. And so like now he's going to do Dominion. And so I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen enough body of work with just those two movies to me to see like how he is as a director. I thought Jurassic World was pretty good for what it was at the time, which is the first reboot of the series.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
I was gonna say I think it succeeded in being a fun movie.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I think he does that well. I think in the two movies he knows how to make a movie fun, which is I think what you really needed in that movie to make it work.
Um, what's that Benedict Cumberbatch movie where he's a genius in World War II, and he has to break.
Imitation Game.
Oh man, that's a good movie. And he's
Yeah.
like gay,
Yes.
and that's like
Yes.
the whole premise of the movie.
Yes.
But like anyway, like he just thinking of him in that, and then him as Sherlock Holmes, which is just like some of his best work is Imitation Game and Sherlock Holmes, and like I'm nothing against Doctor Strange, but like he's a great actor. So like when you ask him to be in a movie like Doctor Strange, he's a great actor going to be in the movie. I love him as
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. I'm just saying like that's not what makes him. Watching him in Sherlock Holmes is just amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love to watch him work because him as an actor, he's really like manipulating everything and he's really thinking of it like he really takes on that persona of Sherlock Holmes. I think he does a great job. He's one of my personal favorite Sherlock Holmes um, out of the whole bunch. And then like I think he did a great
Yeah.
job.
He definitely adds something extra to it. He does. He adds the element of mental illness to Dr. Holmes, which is
Right,
really interesting. Yeah.
but
You're right.
mental illness in like a Gregory House way, like
Yeah.
House from
Yes.
like I have a mental illness, but I'm the fucking genius saving your life, asshole. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's something I can get behind.
Yes.
and like I just really love him. I think one of those things that I'm mentioning now is like all those things are kind of time period pieces. I don't care, like obviously Doctor Strange is set now, but there's something timey about him. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
something old school about Doctor Strange, and he's great. I think this sounds like a fun project.
No, absolutely. I think it's going to be. I like the fact that Colin Trevorrow, right? He's done a Jurassic Park movie. He's done a second movie, which apparently is going to be his swan song to the entire saga, and I'm really fucking excited for it because he's going to bring back all the old Jurassic Park people, new Jurassic Park people, going to come together and they're going to just like drive the fucking dinosaurs into the sunset. He's also, I think, one of the only directors that Benedict Cumberbatch has worked with that has done Jurassic Park level special effects in the way that he's done it. And that also interests me because like the visuals that were created for Doctor Strange were insane and they were completely mind-bending and I would say probably bent the genre of sci-fi a little bit, right? Because there's been movies that have taken some of those aspects of those movies and kind of shifted things around, right? And I really want to see what Colin Trevorrow can do with not a Jurassic Park movie, for honesty, and a really solid actor in Benedict Cumberbatch. And I think the biggest flaw with me with Doctor Strange is that I think there is something lost to Benedict Cumberbatch when he tries to do an American accent. I don't know if that's because as Americans, and I don't want to defend anyone or anything, but what I'm saying is that like the fact that he has to play an American, I think takes some of his acting powers away. If that makes sense at all, I just do. I think he's incredible in Doctor Strange. I don't think it's his best work. And I think if you were a British person watching that movie, you would be saying he's doing fantastic. But he's also a British person who is playing an American. As Americans, we're just watching an American guy just be an asshole and then figure out that he's a superhero.
Thank you for saying that a lot better than I did, because that's exactly what I was trying to say. Was that like I don't personally think that Doctor Strange is great work per se. Like it's not his greatest work, but he does a phenomenal job at it.
Absolutely.
I do. I did watch. I did want to something made me want to watch Doctor Strange again because it's such a good movie. Like just from the beginning, from the origin story, and I think it's something that he brings his persona in, like just that persona that he brings to his character. But yeah, there is something missing when because he has to do an American accent, which is, I think it's funny because there's like a lot of African American actors right now. They're all winning awards, and you get to finally see them accept their award, and you're like, that dude's British.
Look, man, I've said it before. British actors are a different stock. They're a different breed. There's a real difference in the training in America and Britain. I've talked about this before, but what I think it is I believe the biggest difference is in America when you're trained here. Like honestly, like I didn't go to like fucking college to be an actor, but I've read some fucking American acting books. I went to high school for acting and shit like that. But like, I think what it is that in America you're taught to create a whole new thing, a new minutia. This is your canvas. You must bring something new. It's never been made in the universe. Create it. You are the Big Bang of this character. In Britain, I think the training is more like find pieces of people you want to incorporate into this character. Take from this person, take from that person, and then put that person together into the thing that you want to present. Like I think that's the biggest difference that happens between training of Americans and training for British people. America is all like, we must create the new, the thing that has never happened before. And I think in Britain and in Europe, it's like, I'm going to put together pieces of different people. And I'm going to create a canvas, a thing that has never been created, but have a huge amount of things that I can draw from to create something new. It's kind of like my own theory about the thing, but you're right. Like fucking British actors, like actors not from America are just like, you're just better sometimes. I mean, I think Daniel Day-Lewis is from Oregon or some shit. Or is he British? Can you check if he's British? I don't know if he's American. I think he might be American. But like, it's you're right. European actors are just better. Like, that's why like most of our fucking superheroes are British. That's why Batman was British.
English.
That's why our new
English
Spider-Man.
actor, he has dual British and Irish citizenship.
Oh yeah, there you go. Look, there you go. Yeah,
I was
like
just thinking
Tom
of like,
Holland's British. Yeah.
The Get Out actor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forget his name. But yeah, that guy's British. Fucking Jason Boyega, Star Wars. He's British.
Yeah, Boyega. Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. Daniel Kaluuya, however you say his name.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like Idris Elba.
Yeah.
The Lakeith Stamp, or like just like there's so many people.
I want to be Idris Elba
actually, but like there's so many people that are just fantastic actors who I was like, oh man, we were talking earlier about Get Out, and I was like, man, there's so many British actors, there's so many foreign actors in Get Out, and it's just I just wonder how like these like foreign actors and these American actors are all getting along in this ensemble cast, like. And just like I wonder if like, oh man, this guy, like I just could only imagine like the drama that happens on a film set. Tom Holland, Tom Holland is like, dude, I want to see British Spider-Man.
Dude, Andrew Garfield is fucking British. He was the last Spider-Man. Like, there's so many British people. Like, it's just what it is. And on top of that, they also have to do an American accent, so they have to do like fucking double duty to be in American movies. But they just fucking kill it. They just fucking kill it.
Then, I don't want to say like, I don't want to. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Somebody, luckily no one's gonna watch this, so no one's gonna make me eat crow for this. But, like I don't know if Trevorrow has worked with as good of an actor in the helm, in the front runner of his movie.
Yeah.
As Benedict Cumberbatch. Can you?
Yeah, I think you're right. You
get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what
100%.
I want to say is like in a lead role,
yeah,
him directing, I don't think he's worked with this kind of talent. That's not saying anything against Bryce Dallas Howard or Chris Pratt. I think there's amazing actors in this. I think BD Wong is a fucking awesome actor. I think Laura Dern's an incredible actress. Sam Neill's awesome. Even this guy who plays Omar Sy, who plays he plays this guy named Barry in Dominion. He's this French actor that's in so much stuff right now, even on Netflix. And he's an amazing actor. I think he's like one of the best of his list. And but at the helm, I don't think he's had somebody as strong as, because what was the other movie we talked about?
Safety Not Guaranteed.
Aubrey Plaza and the Duplass brother, right? One of the Duplass brothers.
Yeah, I forget his name, but he's the one who's always in movies.
Yeah, he's the one in Creep, right? Oh, man,
yeah,
it's a creepy movie. But yeah, Mark. Yeah, it's Mark. So there's something to be said, like, him behind this. And I think this movie's called The War Magician, which just sounds cool. War Magician.
Oh yeah.
At least that's like, I guess that's a title of books and stuff like that. Like, there's been books and other stuff, past projects of the same story called The War Magician.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's what it'll be called. But I think this is going to be cool. I can't wait to see it. I think I'd watch anything at this point that Benedict was in, because he's hit that. I was just talking about earlier. He's hit that not plateau, but he's climbed up the ladder, and to me, he's made it as an actor in Hollywood enough to say I can pick whatever I want to do, and I'm smart enough to pick the good things. After Imitation Game, he's just like, cool. I don't have to work really hard for you to see my name. You're going to see my name because you're going to know who I am. And like, he gets the Doctor Strange role now. He gets those, he gets those roles without even begging for. He doesn't have to beg for them anymore. And I think he's an amazing actor. So I can't wait. I can't to see more.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm excited to see the combination.
If anybody hasn't seen a BB show with him in it, that might be Sherlock. You should definitely go watch it. There was a time where BBC was better than HBO. I'll say it. I said it.
Hey, I've said this for years. I love British television better than I like American television.
Luther was good.
Luther's so fucking good.
It's like 5 episodes. It's like 5 episodes a season. It's like, this is like amazing like diet shows.
The best part of British television is that they actually end the fucking story. Do you have any idea how satisfying that is? At the end of every season, they literally have a story and they end it. There's no cliffhangers. There's no waiting for a fucking sequel. It's just
except
done.
For like things like Peaky Blinders, which like just get better every season, and it fulfills the story still. Like the story finishes out, but like it leaves you in a cliffhanger with the characters, and that's what I love about that. Like that kind of show is like, like the story. Oh man, he got through with his bad guy. Blah blah. Like what's gonna happen to him? Like that's what's good about that kind of stuff. And I'm like, man, those BBC shows are just great.
And it's also British, so they're allowed to do shit that American TV just doesn't want to fucking do. Talk about sex in ways that we don't talk about. Talk about like violence and just parts of society that just Americans just don't want to even touch. They don't give a
have a longer history. They have a longer history than we do. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. They got fucking bars that are older than our country. I think British actors are the shit. My favorite fucking TV show from the British television is, I don't know if I've ever told you about this. I bet I've had because I fucking love it so much. It's called Jackal. It is a BBC remake of the Jekyll and Hyde story starring Jason Nesbitt. Fucking fantastic, incredible fucking storytelling. It's a sci-fi thriller. Fucking Jason Nesbitt brings it as Jekyll, and it's just so fucking good. It was literally like the first time where I was like, where can I buy this DVD? And I couldn't fucking buy it for this big British television show. I maybe on Netflix. It was originally on Netflix when I saw it first, but it was taken off of Netflix and maybe back on Netflix. Called Jackal. BBC. It may not even be BBC. It's a British fucking Jekyll and Hyde story. It's fucking incredible.
Well, I mean, I just looked at popular shows on BBC, and I'm just looking at the top of it. It is Sherlock, which I keep mentioning, Peaky Blinders, Killing Eve, which is a rockin' show. It's a great show.
Yeah.
MI5, Line of Duty, Bloodlands, Doctor Who, Luther, Normal People. Like there's things that are getting popular now because they're going on Netflix and like actually starting to get some traction. Yeah,
for sure. Yes, look, British television is in general just so fucking good. It's definitely like if you haven't seen some good British TV, just go out there and try it. They speak our same language, y'all. If you watch Game of Thrones, you can watch some shit. You can watch some shit, man. It's so good.
They watch. What'd you say, man?
I said you watch. They speak our language. You've watched Game of Thrones. You've seen the BBC show. You can watch with the subtitles. I know a lot of you did watch that show with subtitles. Yeah, watch the BBC, man. It's just good. They're just, look, I'm going to say it. They're just better storytellers than we are. And I don't know. And I think 100% is just because fucking studio involvement or the involvement of fucking television channels are always like, oh, you can't end it. Can't end the story. It has to be fucking the cliffhanger because we don't know if we're going to get another season. And in America, we don't actually make money until you make like the 5th fucking season. We can't be syndicated until you make 50 episodes. Fuck that shit. Like, just fucking complete a story. America, just complete a story. Beginning, middle, end. Beginning, middle, end. Story done. You can have another season. Just introduce your fucking antagonist.
After recently being enthralled with Batman stuff, and the DC universe. I really do hate when like producers meddle. Like
Yeah.
producers just like there's some things that like y'all just need to stay out of.
On that same tip, Warner Brothers is particularly bad at it.
Like, hey guys, like just stay out of it. Studios, like go ahead and like hire people to do the job that you hired them to do. You know what I mean? Like if I hire you to make me a movie, don't interrupt me. Like, let me make my fucking movie.
Just let people just do their shit. Just like I don't understand, like American obsession with capitalism. We're just so fucking enthralled with more. Give me more. Give me more. You don't understand that people want more from you. If you feed them a full fucking meal, just give them a full fucking course meal. That's all they want, all right? They want breakfast, lunch, and then dinner. Don't fucking give me the goddamn toast and then wait 2 years to give me the fucking bacon and then another 3 fucking years to give me the goddamn eggs. Give me the whole fucking meal at once. I'm gonna come back for lunch if it's good. Fuck. God damn. Just finish the story, America. Just finish the story, please.
This is great. I'm gonna save this when it's out of context. This is great.
God. Why? Like it's our fucking obsession with more. We need more. Our fucking capitalist society is always like, oh no, it's better. Just give us a fully formed, fleshed out story. We're human beings. We literally live and breathe and die of stories. We think of stories in our minds and our brains all of the time. Fucking stories are in our goddamn DNA.
So I think this is going to come out. I mean, obviously this is going to come out after Dominion. So everybody should go check out Dominion. See how you like Colin Trevorrow. And I don't know what you think. I think this is a wrap, right?
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, we fucking did it.
Let us know. Let us know what you think of this movie and like these ideas and like what are some fun characters you'd love to see? I don't know.
What are some fucking badass British TV shows that you'd want us to watch?
Yeah.
You know, what are that? What other kind of? Let me ask you this: what other actors and what other actor and director combinations would you like to see? I mean, obviously, Colin Trevorrow and Benedict Cumberbatch seems like a really incredible match. I've never seen that before. I would love to see a Quentin Tarantino / Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I would love to see that. See what happens there.
I've been wanting to see an Antoine Fuqua with Idris Elba movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. I also have a podcast called The Arnie Diaz Show, available everywhere, where I do, news and interviews and things like that. And basically just like to hear myself talk.
Just like
this. Just like this.
We like listen ourselves.
Yeah, that's all we want to do. Because, because we're American and we love ourselves.
This is breakfast for me, man.
Hell yeah. Please like, comment, subscribe. Drew, what do we always say?
Go watch a fucking movie.
Go watch a fucking movie and some British TV shows. Seriously. All right. I'm going to end this. I'm going to wait to end it. Because, I feel like this thing doesn't save everything. I feel like it doesn't save right when I hit end stream. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to give it a breathing moment. Just a breath. Right at the end.
Like wine.
Yes.
You're going to let it canter.
Yes. I want the oxygen to infiltrate the tannins and the wine to oxygenate the deliciousness. End stream.